But today we're going to talk about why I chose a trailer instead of a step van. Now, originally when I first started doing this, I did buy a step van. It was about 14 feet long, 1986 GMC. I think it was P10, something like that, or P30. And so I purchased it from a detailer. The detailer only had about 68,000 miles on it. I think it was from a military base that he bought it from, and he used it as a detailing truck for a little while. I'm looking this way because my window's over here. I just have my windows closed, so no one's gonna buy pizza for another, well, probably 30 minutes. So you might have that one random person, but anyways, so I bought this step van. The reason I got rid of it is because we ran into a few things. One, it was too short for me. I'm 6'2", and I had to kind of crouch down a little bit, and decided, you know what, I'm gonna deal with it because I already bought it, right? Deal with it, and then the more I started taking everything apart, the more I realized that it is just going to be too short. I'm going to be crouching the entire time. Wasn't the smartest choice, and I was always kind of debating what I was going to do. And we were working on it ran just fine. You know, it was parked for a while. My father-in-law's a mechanic, so he ended up working out some things for me and making sure that the engine worked really, really well, and it did, and it sounded awesome. The exhaust was great. It had cool tires. The paint job needed work, but we were going to deal with that later. But we came across a piece that was for the braking system, and what really kind of pushed me away from really selling the van was we ended up having to purchase three pieces of this, what stated online, of the same exact thing. We even called junkyards, and they didn't have it. So again, we found different places that would sell it, and so we ended up taking all those three specific things that were meant for the step van, that they were actually ended up not being meant for that. They were meant for a different body style or a different model, but online it would say it was meant for our van, my step van. So we ended up taking a spring from one, another bolt from another whatever the heck it was from the third, put it all together, ended up working out just fine. But then I got to thinking, one, I was super excited that we finally got it completed, but man, if I have it all decked out with the stuff behind me and something happens, I'm gonna have to research the heck out of online and calling junkyards and seeing what parts I could find for something for the step van if it ever is to break down again. Could I even find those parts again if the step van's same problem comes back? And I got a little scared because putting all this stuff inside the step van and the trailer is expensive. And if one day, if I was to do this step van and I build it up and I can't find those pieces, I'm gonna have to get a tow truck just to tow me around, and that's gonna be very interesting, right? So I genuinely think that that was one of the main reasons why I decided to move away from the step van and go into a trailer. And now, granted, I would love to have a step van, and I think step vans look super cool as food trucks, and I would love to have one. But if I'm gonna have one, it's gonna be a newer one, like super newer one, like within 10 years old. That way I know if I'm gonna have parts for quite some time. Anything older than that, you're just looking for problems. I know they're more inexpensive, but I don't know. I don't know what I would have done if I have my father-in-law, but not everybody has a mechanic in their family that is gonna be able to fix things for a case of beer, or I'm gonna take you to dinner tonight, or just money, of course, but you're gonna have to take it to an actual place, and they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for everything. $1,000, $1,500 to do something that's like my father-in-law did for free. So that scared me a lot, and that's why I moved on. I looked online for step vans, but they were wanting $35,000, $25,000. $25,000 wouldn't have been that bad. I lied, but I didn't. It was just a smaller step van, and I decided not to go that route. And I didn't remember why, but it just ended up not working out. But $35,000, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, however they go. But But that's just for the step van. Then I gotta either gut it out because it was a FedEx truck or whatever truck, and then I had to. So it was just gonna be an arm and a leg to build it, right? So I decided, you know what? It wasn't my favorite thing to do, but I preferred to just go and get it out of the way and get a trailer. I got the 24-foot trailer. I don't remember how much it got, like $17,500 with tax and tags and all that stuff and out the door. So now I had the van, and I had the van just parked, right? The E250, that's now the transmission's gone. So the E250 is parked. The only negative thing with that was just that the transmission went out on it. It was rebuilt before though, and of course, hauling a big trailer like this, it just broke that again. So now it's parked. I had to spend $12,500 to get the F350, which I love. But if that broke down, at least the kitchen is still able to be moved. I can go to U-Haul. I can go to Home Depot. U-Haul only has like 1500s, so probably not. Maybe, but I would go to Home Depot and rent one of the F250s if I needed to do an event, right? But they're super expensive to rent out. So I think either way you're gonna lose, but because eventually one day my truck, the F350 or the van was gonna take a dive for the worst. So I have the spare. But again, you can still tow it somehow, right? You're not stuck. If the truck is down for a few weeks, you can go and rent. Now I'm gonna keep going back and forth kind of thing here because I'm thinking at the same time, but a lot of people don't have a 24-foot truck. Forgive me, I should have said that too. It's 24 feet wide or long. And so if you have a 15-foot truck or a 20-foot truck or 10-foot truck, yes, an F-150 is going to work more than fine. $19.99 for the day. Rent it, take it out, whatever you got to do. With the step van, that's it. Get a tow truck, take it to the mechanic where you get your food truck fixed. So that's why I liked the trailer over the step van. This is obviously common sense, and I'm sure you've done your mental pros and cons too. Well, this could happen and that could happen here. The only thing I don't like with the trailer is that I don't like calling it a food truck because it's more of a concession trailer, right? Yeah. So that, and sometimes it's harder to back up because the trailer has a mind of its own. I'm not a very good driver with it just yet. Backing up, forget it. I will let someone else back it up because I can't yet. Well, I can, but only to an extent. It's so long, and I'm just not used to that. So yeah, that's the pros, and that's why I chose the trailer. There's nothing wrong with getting an old van as long as you know how to fix it, or you have a family member like I do, but I just didn't want to deal with the headaches. Because again, I have another business too, and I didn't want to be kind of just stressed out over over the van and things like that. And eventually I will probably buy a food truck, like a step van. But for now, I think trailers are the better way to go if you're first starting out, just because it's an easier fix if something goes wrong with the vehicle that is pulling it. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, I eventually will make a video of the F350. I'll make a bunch of videos on that and fixing it up and making it look nicer. I'm just landlocked right now, so they told us to unhitch. So the truck is at the house, and this is just here by itself. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that, and follow us. Thank you.